Welcome, my friends, to Stoic Venture, where we dive deep into timeless wisdom to navigate modern challenges. Today, we're uncovering 4 destructive habits that silently erode the respect of others and how to overcome them using the principles of Stoic philosophy. Now, before we begin, I want you to take a moment and write this in the comments below. True respect starts within. Let this simple truth anchor us as we explore today's lessons. All right, let's begin this transformative journey together. Chapter 1. The Danger of Gossip. Let's start with a question. Why do we gossip? At its core, gossip often stems from insecurity. When we focus on others' flaws, we temporarily escape the discomfort of our own imperfections. It feels safer to criticize someone else's life than to confront the areas where we fall short. Epictetus reminds us, "If evil be said of thee, and if it be true, correct thyself. If it be a lie, laugh at it." This wisdom teaches us that gossip's real harm lies in how we react to it and whether we perpetuate it. Engaging in gossip lowers the quality of our thoughts, pulling us away from a focus on self-improvement and into the futile realm of judgment. Now think about the company gossipers keep. It's a shallow, often toxic camaraderie. Gossip doesn't build bonds based on trust or respect. Instead, it relies on shared negativity. People may laugh with you, but deep down, they know that if you gossip about others, you'll likely gossip about them too. The Stoics advise us to focus our energy where it matters, inward. Marcus Aurelius often wrote in his meditations about turning away from distractions and back to the self. He said, "You have the power to strip away many superfluous troubles located wholly in your judgment, and to possess a large room for yourself, embracing thoughtfulness and calm." Ask yourself, when was the last time you felt proud of engaging in gossip? Likely never. It's an act that chips away at your integrity, leaving you with a sense of hollowness. To break this habit, practice silence. If someone tries to drag you into gossip, pause and redirect the conversation. Instead of focusing on someone else's faults, steer the discussion toward ideas, shared goals, or positive stories. Finally, reflect on this. What would the world look like if we all focused more on improving ourselves than tearing others down? The respect you gain from staying out of gossip isn't just about how others see you, it's about how you see yourself. Protect your mind, and your words will naturally follow. Chapter 2. Lack of emotional discipline. Imagine yourself in a heated moment. Someone cuts you off mid-sentence in a meeting, undermining your ideas. You feel your pulse quicken, your face grow warm, and anger bubbling just beneath the surface. Your first instinct might be to lash out, to defend your position with sharp words. But let's pause here. What if, instead of reacting immediately, you chose to remain silent for a moment? What if you allowed the surge of emotion to settle before you responded? This single choice could change not only the outcome of the interaction, but also how others perceive you. Seneca once said, "Anger, an acid that can do more harm to the vessel in which it is stored than to anything on which it is poured." It's a vivid metaphor. When we allow emotions like anger to take control, they don't just damage the situation, they damage us. Emotional discipline, the ability to master your feelings and reactions, is one of the most respected and admired qualities a person can possess. People who can remain calm under pressure, who respond thoughtfully rather than impulsively, exude an aura of strength and reliability. These are the individuals others look to for guidance in times of chaos. But let's not sugarcoat it. Maintaining emotional discipline is no easy task. It requires ongoing effort and self-awareness. The Stoics, however, believed that this kind of mastery was not only possible but essential to living a virtuous and meaningful life. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength." This idea is both empowering and humbling. While we can't control the actions of others or the situations life throws at us, we always have the power to choose our response. Picture this. You're stuck in traffic, late for an important meeting. A car abruptly swerves in front of you, forcing you to slam on the brakes. Your instinct might be to yell, to pound the steering wheel, or to lay on the horn. But ask yourself, what does this reaction accomplish? Will it clear the traffic? Will it make the other driver more considerate in the future? Likely not. What it does is rob you of your peace. The Stoic approach would be to see the situation for what it is. An inconvenience, yes, but not a catastrophe. Marcus Aurelius might remind us, the impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. Instead of letting the moment control you, you control the moment. This philosophy applies not only to minor frustrations like traffic, but also to more significant challenges in life. When faced with criticism, for example, it's natural to feel defensive or hurt. But what if you saw criticism not as an attack, but as an opportunity for growth? Epictetus advises us, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. By choosing calm over chaos, we turn every obstacle into a chance to grow stronger. So, how can we cultivate emotional discipline in our daily lives? One powerful method is to practice pausing. When you feel your emotions rising, take a moment to breathe deeply and count to 5 before reacting. This simple pause creates space between the stimulus and your response, allowing reason to take the reins from emotion. Another technique is to label your feelings. If you're angry, say to yourself, I'm feeling angry. This act of naming your emotion reduces its intensity and gives you a sense of control over it. Journaling is another invaluable tool. At the end of each day, reflect on moments where you felt emotionally charged. Ask yourself, what triggered my reaction? Could I have handled it differently? What can I learn from this? This nightly practice not only enhances self-awareness, but also helps you identify patterns and triggers, making it easier to handle similar situations in the future. Another Stoic exercise is premeditatio malorum, or the premeditation of evils. This involves imagining worst-case scenarios for the challenges you might face. For example, if you're preparing for a difficult conversation with a colleague, take a moment to picture them reacting poorly, raising their voice, or dismissing your ideas. By mentally preparing yourself for the worst, you reduce the emotional impact if it does happen and increase your ability to respond calmly. When you cultivate emotional discipline, you become a beacon of stability in a world full of volatility. Think about the people you respect most. Chances are, they're not the ones who lose their temper or crumble under pressure. They're the ones who remain composed, who listen more than they speak, and who respond with thoughtfulness rather than impulsivity. Emotional discipline inspires trust and admiration because it shows others that you can be relied upon, no matter the circumstances. It's also worth noting what emotional discipline is not. It's not about suppressing your feelings or pretending you're unaffected. Stoicism doesn't ask us to deny our humanity, but to refine it. Anger, fear, and frustration are natural, but they shouldn't dictate our actions. Instead, these emotions can be channeled constructively. For example, anger at an injustice can motivate us to seek change, but only if we act with reason and not in a blind fury. Ultimately, emotional discipline is about reclaiming your power. It's about refusing to let external events or other people dictate your inner state. The reward for this effort is profound. Not only will you earn the respect of others, but you'll also gain something far more valuable: self-respect. As Seneca wisely put it, he who is angry always thinks he has a right to be angry. That is why he must not be allowed his anger unchecked. The next time you find yourself in a moment of frustration or anger, I challenge you to pause. Take a deep breath, reflect on the situation, and choose your response wisely. Each time you do this, you strengthen the muscle of emotional discipline, bringing yourself closer to the calm, composed person you aspire to be. And when you master this art, you'll find that not only does the world respect you more, but you also respect yourself far more deeply. Chapter 3. Chronic complaining. Let's talk about complaining. We've all done it. The traffic is too slow, the weather is too hot, the workload is unfair. Complaining gives us a fleeting sense of control, as though airing our grievances will somehow change the situation. But the Stoics teach us the opposite. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." In other words, the very challenges we complain about are opportunities for growth. When we complain, we not only waste energy but also signal to others that we're unwilling to take responsibility. Chronic complainers often lose the respect of their peers because they focus on problems rather than solutions. To break the habit of complaining, start by reframing your thoughts. Instead of saying, "This task is too hard," ask yourself, "What can I learn from this?" Instead of thinking, "Why does this always happen to me?" ask, "How can I grow from this experience?" Another strategy is to practice gratitude daily. The Stoics believed in reflecting on the good in life, no matter how small. Write down 3 things you're grateful for every evening, and you'll notice your mindset shift from scarcity to abundance. The truth is, life will always present challenges. Complaining won't make them disappear. What will earn you respect and peace of mind is your ability to face those challenges with grace and resilience. Chapter 4. Failing to honor commitments. Let's take a moment to reflect on a universal truth. Time is the most precious resource we possess. Once it's spent, it can never be reclaimed. Yet how often do we treat it, and the time of others, with the care it deserves? One of the most insidious habits that erodes respect is failing to honor the time and commitments of others. Whether it's being habitually late, canceling plans at the last minute, or simply monopolizing a conversation without consideration, these behaviors signal a lack of respect that people don't forget easily. The Stoics viewed time as sacred. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think." To a Stoic, wasting time is akin to wasting life itself. This philosophy extends beyond our personal time to how we value the time of others. Every moment someone chooses to spend with you is a gift, an irreplaceable fragment of their life. To squander that gift, whether through carelessness or indifference, is to show disrespect not only for them, but for the natural flow of life itself. Imagine a scenario. A friend agrees to meet you for coffee at 10 a.m. You show up at 10:15, offering a half-hearted apology about traffic or losing track of time. Your friend might smile and wave it off, but underneath, a small crack in their trust has formed. What you've communicated, even unintentionally, is that your time is more valuable than theirs. This habit, repeated often enough, sends a clear message to others. Your time isn't important to me. But this behavior isn't limited to lateness. It's also evident in how we handle commitments. Canceling plans at the last minute without good reason or failing to follow through on promises creates a ripple effect of inconvenience for others. It forces them to reshuffle their schedules and undermines their trust in your reliability. Over time, these small acts accumulate, leaving a lasting impression of disrespect. Epictetus reminds us, "Keep the prospect of death, exile, and all such apparent tragedies before you every day, especially death, and you will never have an abject thought or desire anything to excess." While this may seem stark, it underscores the importance of urgency and intention in how we spend our time and interact with others. To a Stoic, every interaction should be treated with the same respect and care as if it were the last. This perspective encourages us to adopt a mindset of mindfulness and accountability. When you agree to meet someone, arrive on time, or better yet, a few minutes early. This simple act not only demonstrates respect, but also signals reliability and consideration. Similarly, when someone shares their time with you, Whether in a conversation, a meeting, or even a phone call, be fully present. Avoid checking your phone or letting your mind wander. Give them your undivided attention as a mark of respect for their time. Another common way we disrespect others' time is by dominating conversations without regard for their input. Have you ever been in a conversation where one person talks endlessly about themselves, leaving little room for anyone else to speak? It's an exhausting experience that leaves the listener feeling undervalued and overlooked. Stoicism teaches us to listen actively and speak with intention. As Zeno of Citium, the founder of Stoicism, observed, "We have 2 ears and 1 mouth, so we can listen twice as much as we speak." Listening is one of the simplest yet most profound ways to show respect. When you truly listen to someone, you acknowledge the value of their thoughts, feelings, and experiences. This fosters mutual respect and deepens your connection. On the other hand, interrupting or dismissing someone's input conveys the opposite message, that their time and contributions are not worth your attention. Let's also consider how we manage professional relationships. In a workplace setting, disrespecting others' time can take many forms. Showing up unprepared for meetings, missing deadlines, or sending vague, rambling emails that require clarification. Each of these actions creates inefficiency and frustration, signaling a lack of consideration for your colleagues. By contrast, being organized, concise, and reliable earns respect and builds a reputation for professionalism. The Stoics emphasize the importance of aligning our actions with our values, and this principle applies to how we value time. If you claim to respect someone, let your actions reflect that respect. Being punctual, keeping your promises, and using time wisely are practical ways to live out this value. This philosophy also challenges us to examine our relationship with our own time. If we waste hours scrolling through social media, procrastinating on important tasks, or engaging in trivial distractions, we're not only disrespecting ourselves, but also setting a poor example for others. How can we expect others to value our time if we don't value it ourselves? Another critical aspect of respecting others' time is knowing when to say no. Overcommitting out of guilt or obligation often leads to broken promises and unmet expectations. Instead, be honest and intentional about what you can realistically offer. This not only protects your time, but also ensures that when you do commit, you can show up fully and deliver on your promises. Finally, let's revisit Marcus Aurelius's reminder: waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one. The best way to earn respect is to lead by example. Show others that you value their time by being punctual, attentive, and reliable. Treat every interaction as an opportunity to demonstrate your integrity and consideration. So the next time you schedule a meeting, make a promise, or engage in a conversation, remember this: time is the one thing we can never get back. By honoring it, you not only earn the respect of others, but also align yourself with the Stoic ideal of living intentionally and with virtue. Start today by showing up on time, following through on your commitments, and giving others the gift of your full presence. It's a simple practice, but its impact on your relationships and your self-respect will be profound. My friends, respect is not demanded. It's cultivated through daily actions, small yet meaningful. By avoiding these 4 habits, gossip, lack of emotional discipline, chronic complaining, and failing to honor commitments, you not only earn respect but live a life aligned with Stoic virtues. As we part today, let me leave you with this question: what legacy of character are you building every day? Reflect on this, and if today's video resonated with you, share your thoughts in the comments below. And before you go, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this message with someone who might need it. Together, let's create a world filled with growth, mindfulness, and mutual respect. Until next time, stay strong, stay reflective, and stay stoic.